Warning: copper sulfate is toxic. Don't eat it and keep it away from children. Sulfuric acid is corrosive. Wear hand and eye protection when handling it. Today I'll be making copper sulfate by electrolysis. Copper sulfate has some usage as a herbicide and as a tanning agent for leather, and also as a component of Schweizer's reagent, which is used to manufacture rayon cloth, also known as artificial silk. Copper sulfate was also used as a part of science kits for children, either in crystal growing kits or in chemical garden demonstrations, though this has largely been discontinued due to the toxicity of copper sulfate. The batch that I make today will be used to make copper asprinate, which is a rheumatoid arthritis medication that's even better than regular aspirin for this purpose. There's two ways to make copper sulfate. In the first method, sulfuric acid and an oxidizer are used to oxidize copper to its 2 plus state and to provide the sulfate ion. Examples of combinations include sulfuric acid and concentrated nitric acid, or sulfuric acid and 30% hydrogen peroxide. The major drawback of this method is that it either produces difficult to separate byproducts and toxic gases, or requires costly and difficult to get chemicals. The second method, on the other hand, uses cheap and plentiful electricity to oxidize the copper and regular battery acid as a source of sulfate. For this reaction, I need battery acid, distilled or demineralized water, two copper electrodes, of which the anode will be eaten away, and a power supply. You could use a battery as your power supply, but it's cheaper to use mains electricity and an adapter. I'm gonna start off by making a dilute solution of sulfuric acid by mixing 1 part of distilled water and 2 parts of battery acid. Always add acid to water and not the other way around, and add it slowly. This mixture is the electrolyte. Now I'll put the electrodes in and connect the power supply. As soon as I turn on the switch, you can see one of the problems encountered in this method: the generation of hydrogen bubbles, which sprays acid everywhere. Also, you can't see it, but once it is generated, the copper sulfate gets reduced back into copper metal by the cathode. While this is a good way to make copper crystals, it also reduces the efficiency of the reaction. There's a simple solution to both these problems. For the hydrogen problem, I use a special cathode that I designed. It is a tube with a plastic cover over it, which doesn't let the hydrogen escape by venting it through the tube. In this way, you can collect the hydrogen if you want by attaching a tube to the cathode stop. For the other problem, I'll just increase the distance between the two electrodes by covering the anode with Teflon tape nearly entirely except for the very end of it. This is what the arrangement looks like. I'll also keep the cathode high in the vessel and the anode low. Now when I turn on the power supply, you can see that no bubbles are generated, and the copper sulfate forms a layer at the bottom, away from the cathode, which would reduce it. In this reaction, first the sulfuric acid splits into hydrogen and sulfate ions, then the copper metal in the anode is oxidized to copper 2 plus ions, which with the sulfate ions give copper sulfate. Finally, at the cathode, the hydrogen ion is reduced to hydrogen gas. Because the copper sulfate stays at the bottom, separating it becomes easier. I just use a dropper or a pipette to remove the leftover electrolyte, which I then reuse again. Now to get crystals of copper sulfate, I'll put this solution in a wide vessel to dry. After a few days of drying, I was left with this crystal. Here are a few close-up shots of the crystal. It looks really cool if you shine a light through it. Now I forgot to mention this earlier, but copper sulfate can also be used as a color changing drying agent. Look what happens when I add water to anhydrous copper sulfate powder. This happens because the anhydrous powder is white and the pentahydrate an intense blue in color. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.